friends, welcome to another Flosstube video by me, Rainy, from Rainy Day Reads and Crafts. It is the first Flosstube of 2026. I can't believe we're already 1 month into 2026. Sheesh. It is a Sunday. It is the very first day of February, and I am going to give you my January crafting update. I feel like I had a pretty good start to the year as far as crafting is concerned. So let's just get right into it, shall we? I did a total of 5,407 stitches, give or take a few, because a few of the patterns that I worked on were paper patterns, so I had to try to, count my own stitches instead of pattern keeper, so sometimes, human error could occur, but I think it's pretty accurate. I had one official start and one semi-start because I started it a few hours into the old year on the 31st and stitched through till the beginning of 2026. So I'm counting it as a new year, new start, even though it was kind of like a old year new start. So, but then I have one other finish as well, and it is a start and a finish, so that's exciting. And in total, I worked on 5 projects in the month of January. So let's just grab one off the pile, and we'll start from the top. So this first project is Happy Village by Heaven and Earth Design. Of course, I do not remember who the original artist is, so there will be information up here for you. This is what it will look like when it is done, and like I said, I officially started it on December 31st, but I put in 460 stitches between the 1st and the 2nd of January. So, and as you can see, whenever I show you my progress, it was pretty easy to get 460 stitches in 2 days. So here is my, or we even, yes, okay. I thought for a minute I was on the wrong side. This is my really thrilling start. I decided that I was going to go down the full length of the stitch to make sure that I had everything, and plus as I get towards the bottom of the page there will be more color, hopefully. So as you can see, most of it is 310, so that is how I was able to get so many stitches in 2 days. And let's see, oh, this is on 36 count, and I am doing it 1/1 10th stitch, so that also helps a lot because 10 stitches faster, and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about 36 count 1/1 10th, but actually I think it looks pretty good, especially from far back. I was a little bit worried about the coverage of the 310 in 10th stitch, but from a good distance back it looks pretty good. I mean, even up close, it looks decent. I mean, there's a little bit of fabric show through, but that even happens on full cross stitching sometimes. So I'm not gonna worry about it, and I'm just gonna keep trucking along. So yeah, this is going to go on my rotation wheel from now on. And yeah, I guess that's a good time to talk about the rotation wheel. I'm going to try to do a 500 stitch rotation of all my pieces so that I can make sure that pieces get worked on multiple times throughout the year, because I am also doing a one big focus piece for each month. So, and actually, currently, I only have 12 projects, so that fits in perfectly. But yeah, so one of my full coverages do I have 12 stitches total or 12 just full coverage? I think I have 12 projects total. So each one is going to get its own month, but also other months it's going to get put on the wheel for a rotation spin. So that is my new year, new start, kinda. And then now I will show you my start and finish for the month of January. I have decided that I'm going to try to work on finishing all of the Bird Crush Club birds from Lindy Stitches that I think she originally put out as a club in 2022 or 2023. I can't really remember, but I signed up for that and it came with all 12 birds and some fancy floss for each bird and some information about them and all that stuff. And then we had like Instagram chat things with the photographer for the bird. Each bird, there was a photographer that did photos of all the birds that we stitched. And so then there was like a Instagram or like a Zoom meetup with him, which was really fun. But in typical me fashion, I only got, I think, 3 or 4 of the birds done in that year, and then I kind of burned out on them. So I am currently, I think I have, well, the one I just did was June. So June, July, August, September, October, November, December. I had 7 birds left to go. So, but now I only have 6. Yay! Because I finished June's bird and it is the Western Meadowlark. Isn't he cute? He looks like he's wearing a little bow tie. I should have gotten, hold on one second. I'm going to pause you for a minute because I can get the photo inspiration and then I can also tell you about the fabric because I had a little post-it note on there to tell me what the fabric was. So hold on one sec. Okay, I had to run downstairs. So hopefully I cut all that out. But here is the inspiration photo. And he even looks like he's wearing a little bow tie there too. So cute. I love him. So there's the finished piece. And the fabric is 18 count jade Aida by Picture This Plus. And I want to say, oh no, I must have bought it this size because it's all serged around the edge. And I don't have a serger, so. But let me think. What else was I going to say about it? Oh, so the log that it's on is in I forget what the fancy floss is that we got. But anyway, it's supposed to be variegated. I do not know how to use variegated floss, apparently. Everything I've ever done in variegated floss doesn't look the way it's supposed to. So this just kind of looks like one note log, but that's fine, whatever. He's still cute. And then I'm going to put him in a hoop. I have like I think it's like a 3-inch hoop for all of these birds. So eventually he will go in a hoop. Then my idea is to line them all up in a line on like a very top border of a wall in my bedroom, I think, above a TV. So we'll see. That might be a long time coming. Who knows? I might be in a nursing home by then. I don't know. But that was my start and finish of January 2026. And I should say, even though, it doesn't really matter how many stitches I did, but I did 2,029 stitches. So that is the most stitches I put into anything this month, even though it was technically not my focus project, but it kind of is because I'm kind of trying to get a bird done a month. So it was kind of a focus piece, kind of not. But okay, so now let's get to my rotation wheel pieces. The first one I will show you is my Mirabilia Midsummer Night's Dream Fairy. And this is what it'll look like when it is finished. And I should have a picture of where it was at the beginning of, or at the end of 2025. And let's see, I'm going to fold this a little bit more. Okay. And here is where she is now. She looks really nice. Here, I'm going to pull this out a little bit so you can see more of her. So, let's see. I put 518 stitches into her. It's a 500 stitch rotation, and obviously well, not obviously because you don't know, but these ones are all paper patterns, these Mirabilias. And so I just kind of stitched until I thought I had a certain amount, and then I would count them up. So it's more than 500, but only by 18 stitches. So that's fine. What else? A lot of this, these places where I haven't stitched are going to be beads eventually. And then I also had originally had back stitching in her arm here, but it made it look really lumpy. So I decided I was just going to take it out and do it again at another point. So I might just wait and do all the back stitch when all the stitching part is done. Now, for those of you who do fancy ladies, tell me, should I wait until just the stitching is done and do the back stitch? Or should I wait until the beading is done as well? But it feels like if I wait till the beading is done, that would make it harder to do the back stitching. But is that true? Let me know. If you do fancy ladies, tell me, should I just do the back stitching before I do the beads? I'm thinking that that's what you're going to say, but just let me know. Did I tell you that this is 16 count fiber on a whim, and in the colorway Little Piggy. I bought that specifically because it was called Little Piggy. Now, the only thing I didn't think about was maybe if I can pop the picture back up here, what it's supposed to look like. It's on a dark fabric originally, and you can probably see in that picture better that there are some like swirly white bits that you cannot really see here. So I'm hoping that once I get beads in there, you'll actually be able to see all that, but I don't know. I'm a little worried. I didn't think about it. Oh well. Yeah, we'll see. If not, I guess the worst that can happen is I will have to rip those out and figure out another color. But I'm certainly not going to change my fabric and start over again. So just for those things, I will figure something out if that ends up happening. So my next rotation piece is Freedom by Stitches So Beautiful. And the artwork is by Eder Jose Rosa. And I have put 501 stitches in this in the month of January. And it is on 25 count full cross, 1/1 full cross. And this is where it is now. Oh, and I should have, I'll pop a picture up in front of my face of where it was at the end of the month. It feels like I'm all out of practice. Oh gosh, but yeah, I really love this piece. This is, at this point, probably one of my favorite pieces. Background is boring, but this one is not so boring. As long as I'm in like this section. But as you can see, I did go down in July. I did a lot more of the Statue of Liberty because that seemed appropriate for July, and I didn't want to just do a bunch of background. I was getting bored of the background, so, but yep, that is where it is at now. And I didn't really prepare to say how, what the percentages were for all of these. So if I think about it in editing, I will be putting these down at the bottom of the screen, where they are as far as percentage goes. But which at this point you would have already seen if if I started doing that. But this talking is just for future editing, Rainy. And the last one, it was not a rotation piece. It was my monthly focus piece. And this was Quick Stitch Grand Library Fire. And this is anything but a quick stitch. It is ginormous. It is probably one of the biggest patterns that I own. It was originally a gift from my friend Leanne at Small Town Stitches. And I don't think she realized how big it was going to be. But at first I was like, oh yay, let's start this. And I started it as my New Year's new start for that year. And then I was like, Leanne, it has like, I don't know, 400,000 stitches, something like that. I was like, how is this a quick stitch? But I love it, so I'm going to continue on with it, even though it may never be finished. Here is what it looked like at the end of the year. And here is where it is now. So as you can see, I got a significant amount of this book page in the corner filled up. And I even came down a little, sorry for all these parked threads, but I even came down a little here just to kind of fill in down here. But yeah, I'm trying to, I think my goal for this one this year is going to be a page finish, which I can definitely do now. But I did 1,793 stitches this month. So it was not as quick as I would have liked it to be. I bought recently a scroll frame, and I was going to set this up and just do it on the scroll frame. But I found out pretty quickly that while it is good and I will use the scroll frame, it's not like as comfortable to work with. At least, I don't know, maybe I still need to mess with it. But I was kind of feeling like I didn't want to just work on it there, and it seemed like it was a little bit more slow going than I like. So I took it off the scroll frame for the month that it was going to be my focus project. But then I also decided, oh, my arm is getting tired. I decided that I was going to make this kind of a yearly focus project from now on. And I'm going to, I don't know if you can you see it? There it is. I'm going to put that back on my scroll frame and just keep it there for the rest of the year. It should not be in the direct line of like the sun or anything, but I may like throw a pillowcase over it or something just to keep it out of the sunlight at all. And I might just leave it there all year and just work on it here and there as I get time and just see how much more I can get into it. This one, I'll still put it down on the bottom, but I think when I looked, it was at 3.27%. So all this work and it's only at 3.27%. So I would like to get this to 5%, but I don't even know if that's possible. But I think maybe if I have it out all year, maybe if I work on it like a couple times a week or something and put a couple hundred stitches into it, maybe I can get more of this done. This is just one of those pieces that it won't ever get done if I don't consistently work on it throughout the year. So I have a couple of different pieces that I feel like are that way. So yeah, I'm gonna try to focus on my giant pieces a little bit more and just not worry about actually getting any full coverage finishes this year, but you know, maybe just work towards getting more of those done. I don't know. Did I tell you? Oh, I don't think I told you, though, that this is on 25 count, easy grid, full cross. So most of my bigger patterns, well, I shouldn't say that, but I started liking 25 count for my bigger cross stitch patterns. So that's why this one is 25 count. Freedom is 25 count. I believe my Beatles collage one is also 25 count. It might be 28 count. I don't really remember, but I'll be finding that out because Beatles collage is my focus project for February. So anyway, that will lead me into what my plans are for February, because that's all my whips and my finishes and everything. So it was a pretty quick video as far as that's concerned. But I told you my monthly focus for February is going to be my Beatles collage piece. I'm not going to do, I have used in the past my Beatles collage piece for the Stitches So Beautiful Facebook challenge. And now she is doing it on Instagram, which is great. But I just didn't get my stuff together in enough time to post that I was going to be participating. So I'm not going to worry about it this month. I'm going to let her get the kinks worked out of the Instagram challenge, and I will maybe plan on it for March or something. So Beatles collage is going to be my monthly focus. I'm still going to continue with my 500 stitch rotation, and I need to dig out. Hold on, I will dig out my next Bird Crush Club piece, and I will show you what that's going to be. Okay, so the next bird for the Bird Crush Club that I'm going to do, and I don't know actually if this was July's bird or not. I don't have it marked, but it's just the next one I've pulled out of the package. So it's probably July's, because I think I mostly put them in, I have them in a big Ziploc bag, and I think that I tried to put them in order. So, but this is the American Avoset. It's so cute. I love it. I love its long leggies. But anyway, this is what it will look like when it is done, hopefully. And here's the fancy floss. Threadworks. Okay, that's what I thought, but I didn't want to say the wrong thing. So, but this one looks like another brown that I'm probably not going to do correctly, but we'll try. I wonder what, it's probably on its neck. Probably going to use this on the neck, maybe. So we'll see how that goes. And then it looks like we're going to use, that looks very mottled. It doesn't look this mottled in person, but it is 18 count Spearmint by Forbidden Fiber Co., who is also our friend Leanne Stitches on Flosstube. So yay, Leanne, I'm going to use a piece of your pretty fabric. I love Spearmint. I use that for something else too. I'm trying to think of what it was, but I've used it before and I love it. Oh, it was, no, I don't know. I'm sure I have it somewhere, whatever I stitched on it. But yeah, so that is going to be the bird. I have to get all the floss together because I have not done that yet. I am not prepared for February. But then also, I wormed my way in to the Battle Stitch game that my friends Erica, Lacey, and Alicia were doing, and they've talked about it on their various Flosstubes. And I was like, hey, I would like to be part of this game. It sounds easy, and it sounds fun. I can have a little game board, and I don't, as if I need something else to do. I don't, but it's fun. I can pretend that I'm trying to blow up people's ships. So yeah, it's It's been fun. We just, I had to wait for them to finish their last round, but then Erica made a new board, and I was brought into the game. I was brought into the battle, and it's been fun so far. I got hit one time. No, twice. I've gotten hit twice so far now. So it's fun. So you'll be able to see my battleship stuff at the end of February. But I keep calling it battle whips. But Lacey said she thinks she calls it battle whip, so that's probably where I got it from. But it's battle stitch. Either one is fun. So I'm doing that for the next month at least. And I think that's really it as far as my plans. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about, I have started to talk about this like 3 different times, and I keep messing up for some reason. So we're going to try this again. This involves haul. Our friend Erica, see, I'm already messing up, Erica, from Stitchy Reese Pieces on Flosstube, has started a new pattern shop on Etsy, and it is called Pink Pine Patterns, and she has a variety of different kinds of full coverage charts at the moment. But these ones, when I posted about it on my Instagram, these ones got the most reaction from people, and I'll put them up here, and they are just adorable. So I have not bought those ones yet. I probably will, let's be honest, because they're just so cute. And the geese riding the bikes was like, I think, the fan favorite of when I put the patterns up in my stories. So I have acquired a couple of her patterns. I first got the I don't remember exactly if she has named it, but it is a lion. Put it here. This will probably go in my stash for now. I don't have any immediate plans to start this one, since I told myself I'm not going to do any new full coverage starts this year, but I just really like that one and wanted to support Erica. So that was the first one. And then the second one that I got was the Pennsylvania. She just recently started to do some states. I don't think she has all of them yet, but she has quite a few. And I really liked Pennsylvania. So having been a Pennsylvania girl my entire life and probably forevermore, I needed to have this pattern. So I don't live, this feels to me like it is more of the eastern side of Pennsylvania, but a lot of Pennsylvania looks like this actually. So, and I actually live in a place on the western side of PA that kind of has a more rural vibe. So we don't have a lot of Amish buggies and stuff, but we do have like barns and fields and all that stuff. So, so it's still, it goes with the Pennsylvania vibe. So I had to get that one. So I'm sure there will be other patterns of hers in the future because she has a lot of really cute ones. So I will link her new pattern shop at Pink Pine Patterns down below, and she would really appreciate it, I'm sure, if you went and gave her a follow and perused her patterns. So that was my haul from the month of January. I don't normally have a bunch of haul, but I couldn't help myself this month. And that is it, my friends. Pretty short and sweet this month. We had that massive storm like everybody else on the east had, and we got anywhere from 18 to 20 inches of snow in spots. I will post a picture that I just took today of, well, a couple of different pictures that kind of encapsulates what it looks like in my neck of the woods right now. And the last picture is my back deck when a bunch of snow fell off my roof this morning. I guess, or probably yesterday. Um, because I guess like I live in a townhome situation, and my neighbor said that some houses were, some of the like ceilings were getting wet and stuff. And so they had somebody come out and like knock the snow off the roofs. So when they did that, my back deck uh, just became a snow box. All of I'm pretty much, I can't open my back door at the moment. So I'm gonna have to at some point wade through all the snow to try to dig myself a path because, um, I need to have an emergency downstairs exit probably. It would be helpful. But we'll see. I don't know how I'm gonna get because the snow is very deep. So, but all of our roads are fine now. Like we definitely are more prepared for this kind of thing than people in the South. So, we did have a state of emergency for a while the snow plows and things and salt trucks and everything were trying to get all the roads and things under control. Most of the main roads, I think, are good now. Um, in our downtown area where most of the parking is street parking, it's still pretty messy, apparently. I haven't had any reason to really go down there recently, so I don't know, but um, I have a couple friends that live downtown, so they have been telling me what a mess it is. Um, but most of my roads are fine, and we haven't gotten much more snow since then, which is good. We did get, I think, another inch um, in the middle of the week, but what's 1 inch when you have 18 already? So, but that's been the most exciting thing that has happened here recently. That's my life stuff for now, so it made this video a little bit longer. But I hope you enjoyed seeing what I have to show you in January, and I I have confidence that I will have a good amount to show you when I come to see you at the end of February, even though it's a short month. I think I will be able to get, a decent amount done. And yeah, maybe I'll have another bird done and I'll have 2 finishes for the year. That would be exciting. All right, friends, I'm going to let you go and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.